Today I'm going to share the top 5 books to read when starting an online business in my Teacher Entrepreneur series. In the past several years, I have gone from an online English teacher to an entrepreneur with 8 different streams of income, from e-commerce to coaching. I am an avid book reader, and I truly believe that reading these books have made all the difference for me in being able to really scale my online business and do it the right way. Usually, honestly, I have like 5 different books that I read at a time or I'm listening to as audiobooks because I have the Libby app. It allows you to check out ebooks and audiobooks from your library, actually sometimes from multiple libraries. Even if you don't have a library card and you're in the States, I have a video that explains how to do that. It saves me so much money. It allows me to read loads of different books all the time. Highly recommend it. And if you're wanting to get any of the books that I talk about today, you don't have to buy them necessarily if you have the Libby app. Of course, I always love to have the physical copies sometimes, so there's just like still something about it. But anyway, Libby app, awesome, definitely get it. So as I said, I'm going to be sharing the top 5 books that have really allowed me to level up in my online business. And with each book that I mention, I'm also going to be sharing the main takeaway point so that you can get kind of an overview of what the book is all about. If that interests you, then let's dive right in. Hey, I'm so glad you're here today. I'm Danie. I'm an online teacher, entrepreneur, and business coach. I help people build lives of freedom through online teaching and also building scalable brands on YouTube. And if you haven't grabbed it yet, be sure to get my ultimate starting on YouTube cheat sheet. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. Videos can rank for years to come. If you're building an online business, it's a platform you want to be on, so definitely check that out. Now, the first of the top books to read when starting an online business in this Teacher Entrepreneur series is, and if you've been on this channel for a little while, say it with me, Atomic Habits. You know, this is my favorite book. This book changed my life. It changed my business. Oh, it's so good. Atomic Habits is by James Clear. It is tiny changes, remarkable results. An easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. Now, if you are an entrepreneur and you're starting to build your own online business, you need to get really intentional about building good habits that allow you to have more discipline and get more done in a day and really structure your life to be able to be your own boss. Nobody's holding you accountable anymore but you with your online business. Now, one of the things that really stuck with me from this book is when James Clear talked about the difference between outcome-based habits and identity-based habits. And that if you really want to change the habits in your life, you need identity-based habits. That means changing your identity and deciding who you want to be, and then proving that you are that person to yourself through small wins. He gives this example. It's not that I'm going to run a marathon. It's saying I am a runner. The goal isn't to read 100 books this year. It's I'm a reader. He says your behaviors are a reflection of your identity. So it's just like how in my program I have people say positive affirmations. If you are starting a business and you've been working for someone else for a long time, you start saying to yourself, I'm a business owner. I'm an entrepreneur. It's going to be hard. Maybe you won't even believe it at first. It'll feel strange, but that's a part of your identity now. So claim it. And that will help you form habits around it. Obviously, then he goes much deeper into really easy ways to implement better habits into your life. The 4-step method that he has for building great habits are to make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. And definitely read this book to go more in depth into it. Again, changed my life, changed my business. It's a must. It is a must read in my opinion. If you have read this book, let me know in the comments below. I want to know what is your favorite part about it. And let me know if you have other books that you love that have helped you level up in your online business. I'd love to know more about that. Now, the next book that you have got to read if you are starting to build an online business is Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. This book is so good. This is probably one of my all-time favorite business books. Like, I could not put it down when I started reading it. My friend Morgan Stradling was reading it. I saw her post on Instagram and I was like, okay, I'm gonna read it. You've intrigued me. And I couldn't put it down. And then my virtual assistant and I were trying to implement these strategies into my own business, and she bought the book and started reading it, and she said she couldn't put it down either. Donald Miller does a fantastic job at taking something pretty complex and making it very easy for you and taking you step by step of how to write your own story brand. Not only does he really easily break down the essence of branding, but he also gives really helpful tips in how to structure your website and how to build your email list and how to have great transitional call to action. So if you don't know what that is, you can learn about it more in the book. He describes it like if you're wanting to work with a client, it's sort of like asking someone to marry you right off the bat. You want to be able to maybe take them on a date first. That's a transitional call to action, like a freebie, before you ask them to marry you or sign up for your full program or buying your product. I think overall, though, my main takeaway from this book was when Donald Miller talked about how you and I, we are not the hero of our brands. Our target audience is the hero. We are the guide. And we help our target audience become that hero. We call them to action and we lead them to avoid failure and to their desired result. This is something that I've now started to teach to my own clients in my YouTube program as I have implemented it myself. I didn't always used to realize just how important branding is for your business. But if you're wanting to speak to that ideal customer, you've got to really hone in on branding. Donald Miller says people don't buy the best products and services. They buy the ones they understand the fastest. You need to have a very clear and concise brand strategy. This book's going to help you do it. The third of the top books to read when starting an online business in my Teacher Entrepreneur series is The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. He says, a practical guide to the fulfillment of your dreams. Now, this book is tiny. You can read this in like an hour or 2 hours, and this is all you're ever going to need if you need that business mindset and you need that, you're starting out fast track. If you do the things that he says to do in this book, you are going to set yourself up for success. And one of my favorite things that he talks about is the law of intention and desire. He says to make a list of all your desires and take it with you wherever you go. Maybe you can put it on your phone and look at the list before you meditate. Look at the list before you go to bed. Look at it when you wake up, and then release that list of desires and don't worry about the outcome. Let it go. He says relinquish your attachment to the outcome. And I have really found, I know it seems counterintuitive, but it's so important to your success in any type of business that you have. Set clear intentions of what is your desire, what do you want, and then don't hold on to it too tightly. The universe isn't going to let you have it if you hold on too tightly. Then you have to let it out and let it go and relinquish. Like whatever happens does happen. I'm going to put in the work, obviously, but not being so caught up that this has to happen. Relinquishing the outcome. Deepak Chopra also shares about the law of Dharma, which I really loved. Essentially, the law of Dharma is just that every person has something unique to share with the world, that no one can do better than you. This is something I struggled with for a long time when I first started building my online business, was really figuring out like what is the unique thing that I have to offer to the world. I also read this book called A Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, which is a wonderful book to read if you haven't read that one yet. And Viktor Frankl talks about something called logotherapy, and it really reminded me of the law of Dharma. Logotherapy is essentially just means a human's main desire is to find meaning and purpose in life and to kind of figure out what that unique gift is that they have and share it with the world. And this is really vital to having a successful online business. Of course, it's important that your business can scale and make money, but if you're not passionate about it, if you're not really loving what you're offering, then scaling your business is going to be really difficult because you're not being able to offer your truest self and put that into your business. These are concepts that I have incorporated into my upcoming niche course. So this is something that I haven't talked about on YouTube yet. I have a Chaos to Clarity niche course that is coming out. I'm going to take you from having a million ideas, squirrel brain, to one, and hone in on your true passion and then stand out and scale. I've realized that so many people struggle with finding their perfect niche, and it's something that I struggled with for a while too. So I wanted to create something to really alleviate that and help take people much more quickly than it was for me to finding what is that Dharma, what is that purpose, what is that meaning, and that niche that they can really stand out and scale in. I'm gonna have a big sale the first week that it comes out, so definitely get on the waiting list so that you can get updates for it. The next top books to read when starting an online business is .com Secrets by Russell Brunson. Russell Brunson is the creator of ClickFunnels, so you may have seen him or you may have seen ads from him from his ClickFunnels, and this is the book that he recommends. Now, I have to give a preface. Is this book fun to read? Absolutely not. I hated reading this book, but is the book super helpful? Yes, 100%. So helpful. This book is going to level up your game. It's going to teach you how to easily build funnels within your business, which you need. So a funnel is what takes people from, kind of cold leads to warmer leads to paying clients or customers. I really love that he breaks down how to reverse engineer funnels. I like that he gives you even templates of what to write in emails and how to build up that email list, how to take people through the process of a funnel. If funnels confuse you or you're like, funnel what? Read this book. It'll break it all down. It is very helpful. Again, not the most fun read, but vital to an online business. You got to build funnels. This is going to show you a simple way of how to do it from the ClickFunnels Master. Now, the last book in the top books to read when starting an online business is kind of a cheat because it's not a book. What? I was going to say Deep Work by Cal Newport because that's a book that also has really stuck with me. He talks about the importance of working deeply without distraction, not checking emails all the time, but really doing work that takes a lot of deep mental thought uninterrupted, and the importance of that and how we've steered so far away from that now in the world of technology and always doing a million things at once. But that's Deep Work, so you can say that's my fifth one. But I decided that actually I wanted to really talk about Masterclass. And this is not a book, like I said, but I almost see it as like an audiobook. I try to watch Masterclasses instead of watching Netflix. So Masterclass is a yearly subscription, and you can also buy just the individual classes if you like. And they are courses where they get people that are at the top of like every industry. And so the Masterclass that I highly recommend that you watch or listen to is Sarah Blakely's Masterclass on Entrepreneurship. Now, if you don't know, Sarah Blakely is an entrepreneur. She is the founder of Spanx, which is a billion-dollar business that she owns 100% of, and she started from nothing into this massive company. And I was watching this when I was trying to learn more about launching my e-commerce product, but regardless of if you're going into e-commerce or you're trying to build an online coaching business or whatever, she shares so much amazing advice about entrepreneurship and how to think about branding. Again, she talks a lot about branding, and so it really helped me think about my business in a different way. And I actually cried when the masterclass ended. I legitimately cried because it was so good, and she cries in the end, and I literally started to cry because I was so inspired. And so that is something that I recommend investing in if you are looking to level up. If you're wanting to watch less TV and be learning more in a fun way, highly recommend Masterclass. Now, if you are an online teacher and you're looking for more in-depth ways of how to start building an online business or different ways that you can, then definitely check out this video. And again, if you are wanting to start and scale on YouTube, then get my free ultimate guide to starting on YouTube cheat sheet that I have linked up above and down below. Like I said, it's the second largest search engine in the world. And so if you're building an online brand, it's a great place to be where you can have videos rank for years instead of hours like other platforms. Now, my upcoming video is going to be more on leveling up your branding as an online teacher. You can see I'm really into branding lately. And so definitely stay tuned for that. And again, if you have any books that you'd like to share that I didn't mention, I would love to hear them. Definitely shoot them in the comments below or screenshot this video and tag me on Instagram at HeyDanieJ. Have an amazing day. Happy reading. Ooh, get the Libby app if you haven't yet, and I will see you next video.